Hello, everyone. Jan Jorgensen here, doing another interview with the delightful healer. We are preparing the energy healers and readers roster for the Into the Mystic Fair. It will be October 13th, 14th, and 15th, and I am thrilled to bring to your attention today a delightful being, Satora. Please say hello.
Hi, everybody. I'm Satora.
So I'll be interviewing and helping her articulate what she'll be bringing at the fair, and also ways that you can work with her in the future and contact her. I haven't met her, but she's just one of those beings. When you meet her, you look into your eyes and you just say, "She's one of me." A delightful being in service of a high vibration. So, welcome, Satora. And I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit about your bio here. Satora is an energy healer and channel. She works with Amories, a group of ascended masters, angels, the earth spirits, elemental beings, and others. So, my first question is, tell us who or what is Amories, and how did you meet them, and how did this all unfold for you?
Okay, first, I want to thank you, Jan, for having me here and doing this with me and giving me this opportunity. Also, for having me at the fair. This is wonderful. So, thank you so much. And I'm really excited to be here. So, Amaris is a group of ascended masters and angels mostly, also the earth spirit elementals. I have a deep connection to nature, so I connect with the spirits of nature. There's other beings too. I'm not really. It seems quite a big group. The beings that I'm mostly aware of and work a lot with is Archangel Michael. He's my main. Oh, and Archaea Faith. They're my main guys. Saint Germain and Kuan Yin, and also Lakshmi, the energy of abundance. Yeah, and there's a whole lot more beings. So there is a whole story to how I got connected with them. It happened like about 10 years ago when I was doing a sort of a meditation and my energy went up. I was in a different state of consciousness. And I'm in my whole long spiritual path, I have never been very visual. I wasn't The visualizing part wasn't really big for me. But suddenly I saw something really clearly. I saw a blue hand made of light, and there was some energy that was all knotted up. And then there was a stream of energy, and the hand took the energy and put it in the stream, and it dissolved. And then I heard voices in my head that said, "Quantum energetic realignment." What? And then they told me other things. I heard other things. They welcomed me and they told me things I then had to go afterwards, go look up and Google because I didn't know. So I knew I didn't make it up because they told me stuff I didn't know. And then I called a friend and said, "Hey, I got something. I knew something happened, something big." So I called her up and said, I got something new. Can I try it out on you?" And because I've done Reiki for many, many, many years, so we did it Reiki style. Laid her down on the massage table, and I just held places, and I could feel a very strong energy. And then she said to me afterwards, "Oh, Satora, it was wonderful. And you know, when your hands were on my feet, I felt hands on my chest." And so over time, I learned what was happening that I think there's a term for it. It's called coning. that those beings somehow I'm a gateway for them, for their energies, and they come through me, and all the energies in the session go through my body because I got this one advantage. I have the body, so we can work through that. And because there is so many beings that are representing different divine aspects, different divine rays, the person gets whatever is most needed for them. First of all, it's like a bath in divine love. And then the person, so that's what I figured out over time, sets an intention of what they want, what is important to them, and then according to that, you get aligned with that more. So whatever's in the way, what there is in blocks energetically, they will be dissolved, and you come out of it in a state where you're more aligned with what you want and with who you really are. That's the basic idea. So that was that whole, dissolving the knots things. Um, yeah, so over time, I found out what was happening with me. I did not set out to be an energy healer or a channel, but I didn't remember that like half a year before it happened, I asked the question, so what's my work here? And then I forgot all about it. But then, then this happened. So, and they also told me to do this on myself the whole every day. And I was in a really bad situation at that time. I was in a bad marriage. I was depressed a lot, suicidal, and whatnot. And after just a few months, I noticed I hadn't been depressed in a while. And every time I did it, I always felt better somehow. And over time, it changed me and my life completely. I have now a completely different life than 10 years ago when it started. I'm also a different person. It kind of rubs off on you hanging out with these beings a lot. There was what struck me in the beginning when it at that time when it came to me, I was like, how would ascended masters talk to me or come to me even? I'm so unworthy, basically. I was so, and I was, yeah, I had such low self-esteem that I couldn't even imagine that. And the only way I could do that healing was because I knew they are doing everything and I'm just there. And somehow it's set up so I can't mess it up. So that's why I could do it. So that was my mindset way back then, which is now very different. I'm taking a different role and I understand more about who I am and what my purpose and mission here is. And so
I
over
so love that you simply asked, what is my role and what is my work? You know, my sister always says, be careful what you ask for. You might get it. But in your case, it appears for many of the healers and light workers that I feel that we contracted before we were
Hmm.
born. And then it's kind of like a time clock. We meet each other, a blue ray comes through with a divine being, and that there are some higher orchestrations occurring for Earth and her people now through us. So you volunteered at some level. Now, I've
Hmm.
heard by a great spiritual teacher, the meek shall inherit the earth. And here you were saying, who am I to bring through these? Well, you were the perfect person because you're not a dominating, power oriented person. And that is the system that we're dismantling on the earth. And so these gifts helped you, and they also will help other people. And so you say that you know who you are now and you're doing your gifts. Tell me, um, I just thought, well, if a person came and sat in that room with you at Unity, there's this buffet of different divine beings. And do you just let them choose who to come through? Does the client tell me a little bit about if I come in and say and have an issue or problem, what happens through you, with you, around you, and with the client?
Okay, so I have to say that an in-person session is a little different than an online session because I also combine it with a healing modality that I'm actually learning and getting certified in. It's called Chin Shin Terra, which is a branch off of Chin Shin Shitsu. So it works with touching certain points on the body and flows. So that is an element or an option in an in-person session that we can do that too. But generally, we start with a conversation um, to find out why the person is here, what is their intention, what well, if it's not something you want, it is something that bothers you. So what you want is on the other side of that. So whatever the intention is, and then we create a space. That is something we always do together with Amaris. I create a space. So when you come into the room, you're already entering in that space. That's an energetic space that is really safe and loving. And so I create that space. Um, we create it together. And then I call them in. And uh, if the person wants that, there is touch, and we can touch certain places. And usually, and yeah, so depending on if the person wants to do the chin shin too, we do that also. That would include to read the pulse first and find out which meridians want the most help at the moment. And then I would pick a flow, or we pick a flow accordingly. And so I would, while the energy work is going on, the other energy work is also going on doing the flows, and it works wonderfully together because the Jin Jin is such a wonderful bridge for the body where a lot of trauma and tension and is held. So it helps the process, and it helps the integration of the energies in the moment. So it works together really great. And often I get messages, or an image comes through, or whatever. And if the person wants to hear it, I tell them. So, and yeah, so the beings, they are just all there. A person could, of course, request a certain being to come forward more if they desire. But generally, it's like a whole merry group there.
And the right vibration comes through, and obviously you're guided, you're an open channel with your
Yeah.
intuition. So I just am very curious because I asked you to prepare some questions, and I'm going to jump to the last question because honestly, it's what I live for. And chocolate. What
Yeah.
now? The question was, what does chocolate have to do with it? I know that it's theobromine and it brightens up our brain, and I can't wait to see what you're doing with chocolate.
Well, it was kind of the fun question. I just to put a little fun in it. I consider dark chocolate a basic nutritional requirement for me. Some people could call it an addiction. I think it's really important for me. It helps. It gives me energy, and I personally I can't drink caffeine anymore. I get the jitters, but somehow the caffeine in the chocolate is okay in the cocoa. So that is my energy thing.
That,
So I
that,
eat dark
that's
chocolate every day.
me too, and sometimes for breakfast. So that's your that's your go-to angel food. It's the mana. It maybe mediates the heaven and earth realms. I never quite put it in that terminology. Angels need chocolate to access heaven. Excellent.
Yeah. It is a good, yeah. Oh, the way to heaven is paved with chocolate for
Chocolate
some,
croissants.
those who like
Now,
it.
so this is a very big question. Whenever we say why, um, but it's important. Why are you doing this work?
Um, it's one motivation is my own personal transformation. Is it's the every time I turn to Amaris, there is just love. When they came to me and this all started, I was very much in a I have to do this and this and this, and now I did it. I messed it up and I did it wrong. And every time I came to them, I was like, nothing but love. All is well. This is good. And I started healing. And this is something that I want to share with people. I want people to experience that kind of love because that is the truth about source or God, however you want to call it, is pure love. There's no requirement for us to be a certain way or do certain things. There's just love. And when we turn to that love, then we heal and things open up and we are meant to live the life that we desire. We are meant, that was the original idea anyways, I believe. So the tremendous love that I always experience when I'm with them and when I connect is what I want to share. And also the transformation that it's sometimes downright miraculous when you go to the energetic level where the root causes are and you can work from there. Then over time, it always takes a little time to trickle down into, matter, thoughts, emotions, actual life experience. But then it starts a reaction where then you change and the life also changes accordingly as we change, as we get into a different, you could say, higher vibrational state. And then over time, your normal vibrational base state becomes elevated and elevated and elevated. And so life becomes more enjoyable and you just have more joy and be yourself more. So that is really important to me to share that.
It's cumulative, isn't it? And it's so
Yeah.
odd that the world and people could be so stressed and falling apart, and we're simultaneously accessing these states of bliss. It's almost like there's two entirely different bubbles of existence now, and that we're choosing which one to reside in. And you said it. It felt better, and I felt so wonderful that I wanted to share this. I wanted other people. So tell me, what other than doing the Mystic Fair on October 14th and 15th from 10 a.m. to 4:30 at Unity Church in Port Townsend, what else are you looking forward to? What's up? What excites you for the future?
What excites me for the future? Wow. That's an interesting question. For me, it is I'm building my practice. So exciting for me is to start sharing that, sharing our gifts. Um, what also excites me is to be a little. I'm I'm a rebel at heart a little bit, and I love. How can I say, like this dismantling dogma in a sense. In my spiritual journey, I have put myself through a lot of hardship by thinking I have to be a certain way and trying to turn myself into the perfect spiritual being, whatever that idea was in my mind, and to just liberate people and and just give the freedom to be who you really are. And I'm also as a future project, I like to do art, and I have ideas about at some point making cartoons in a fun way, to show some of the things that I learned from Amaris that we teach, to show them in a fun way and get them across to people in a way that is fun and that you can laugh about. So that is, to me, it's a future project, but that's something I really look forward to.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. And I'm so glad we had this time to talk today. And I know that the participants at the Unity Fair are going to be watching for you, and they just simply come in that morning and sign up for a session with you, or you can attend Unity Church the week before and sign up early and get your spot. Or I'll put Satora's contact information on this YouTube so that you can find out how to work with her. I'm Jan Jorgensen at Sound and Light Healing Arts. I'm the co-chair with Denise Clare of the Into the Mystic Fair. Why did I decide to do this? I wanted to meet people like you, Satora. I wanted for us to have a light shone on the importance of these gifts to segue people into a new, more benevolent reality. So I look forward to meeting you, and I'm going to pass it over to you for any final words or blessings, or maybe
Oh,
your guides have a message for us today. I'm going to just have you say whatever you want to say and take your time. And when you're done, I'll say thank you so much. Bye bye. Okay, go ahead.
okay. Yeah. So what I want to say is that you are loved. You are exactly as you are, is how you're meant to be, and you can always change, but change from a place of love. Um, that source, what we call God, is really a wellspring that all creation comes forth from, and that is always flowing forth this love and this source energy that everything is created of, and there is everything you desire is already available in energetic form, and our only job is to kind of align with it, be kind to ourselves in a way so that we move to a place where we can meet what is already there for us. We don't have to work hard. I come from Germany. Hard work is a big thing, and perfectionism is so paralyzing for me to allow this. So I have a big desire to help people relax and come more into a receiving mode. Um, I should put in a plug too. We offer in-person sessions now. That's a new thing, and also online sessions. There will also be events. I do channeling too, so that there's a longer stream of messages coming through. Um, that developed from me taking walks and starting to talk to Amaris. I asked questions and they would answer through me, through my own mouth. It was very funny in the beginning. And then it developed into something they suggested we could share that with others. And so now we do that. So that is available too. Um, I look forward to meeting some of you, hopefully all of you somehow in some way. Um, and I hope you all come to that fair. It sounds like it's gonna be a wonderful opportunity and a great way to recharge and get inspired and, you know, turn yourself into the direction you want to go. Thank you so much, Jen. I really appreciate you having me here and having me at the fair. And I love what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you,
think that's it.
Satora. You have inspired us, and I know people are going to want to come and work with you. And I'll put your contact right here in the YouTube. Blessings, and we'll see you soon, sister. Bye bye.
Bye.